Today, I want to show you how to automate anything for free using DeepSeek. So, first place you're going to start is with grok.com, Grok.com, and then you're going to navigate to the dev console because you can see here, DeepSeek R1 distilled llama 70B is now available and you can get a completely free API. Once you've done that, you're going to navigate to the APIs key section and you're going to create an API key. And this is what you're going to leverage. It's very simple and powerful to automate basically anything that you want. I'll show you exactly how to set it up in a second, but just to be very clear, this is free. You are not paying for this API, which is amazing. And you get access to DeepSeek. Amazing. All right, so once you've done that, then you're going to go over to make.com, and make.com is also free for 1,000 operations per month. Unless you are absolutely rinsing make.com, that means that this is also free for you to automate anything that you like using DeepSeek. Pretty powerful stuff. So Grok is free for the API, make.com is free for the automations. Let's get it crack-a-lacking now. And we're going to log in. And once you've logged in, you're going to navigate to create a new scenario, right? This is a section where you can link any sort of apps that you want. Now, just to show you how to link DeepSeek directly, all you're going to do is you're going to click on the plus sign. Then you're going to search for Grok, G-R-O-Q. Click on create a chat completion. You're going to make sure that you connect your API key. So to do that, you just select my Grok connection and API key. And then from here, you can select whatever model you want. So for example, if we type in DeepSeek R1 distilled llama 70B is available. Now, you might be wondering, okay, what is a distilled model? A distilled model is like, it's still a version of DeepSeek R1, but it's built on top of llama 70B. And that also means it runs a lot faster than the API from DeepSeek. DeepSeek's R1 API is very, very slow when it's replying to you, whereas using this method is a lot faster. Additionally, you also get access to all these other models, including Llama 3.2, which is redonkulously fast, along with Gemma, for example, Whisper Large, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we're going to plug in DeepSeek right here. And then from here, we're going to select a message, right? So just to check this is working, we could put something like, okay, are you working? So just reply to me with 2+2. Then we're going to hit save. And just to test this is working, we'll link it to some apps in a second. But if you want to test this is working, the API, etc., just click run once. That's going to run. You can see that's working right now. We've got the results, right? So we can see here that the model is DeepSeek R1 distilled llama. And then if you click on the choices and then message, you can see right here that it's written and answered the solution step by step. Pretty simple and easy to do. Now let's actually make it useful. So what we're going to do over here is we're going to add a new module. We're going to click on the plus sign. Then we're going to click on Google Sheets. Then from here, we shall select Watch New Rows. And we can just select a spreadsheet from our Google Drive, right? So inside the Google Connection section here, you would add a new connection with your details. You can just sign in with Google. Pretty simple and easy to do. And then you can search through your Google Drive and find a relevant spreadsheet. So I'm going to take a spreadsheet with a bunch of keywords that I use for SEO. Then I'm going to select the relevant tab with my keywords. It's going to look through the whole table, all the rows with the headers, and you can limit this. You can say, okay, just run once, right? Run once for one single keyword, one single row in our spreadsheet. Now, if you want to see what the spreadsheet looks like, here's an example, right? So you can see all these pages that we've created and using the keywords and some automation. And so we can choose where to run this manually. So we can say, okay, get a keyword from the sheet. So we'll say like Newark SEO. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drag that over here and we're going to connect them up, right? And this is a linear workflow, which is really simple and easy to work out. And you can just go from Google Sheet, take the keyword, send it over to Grok, and then we're going to send this over to WordPress, right? And we're going to publish this. Now, if you have a Shopify website, you can also connect this to Shopify, I believe, as well. Webflow as well, if you're using Webflow. So, you know, if you wanted to create content, blog content on your website, using a spreadsheet with a list of keywords, this is a really easy way to do it. Obviously, you quality control before you publish, but you can see how easy it is to automate with DeepSeek R1. So from here, we're going to select WordPress now, and we're going to say create a post. I'm going to connect this to one of my websites. When you're doing this, just make sure that you do actually select create a post, right? So you'll see on the options here, it says get a tag, get a post, get a user. You don't want any of those, right? So click on WordPress here and then select create a post, and you'll have a lot more options. So we'll click on create a post now. Then we're going to select juliangoldie.com, the one and only. That's going to take a second or so to load. But basically, once it's set up, we can plug in all the options from the original choices. So for example, I can take the keyword from this spreadsheet right here and plug that in as the title. Then for the content, I can take the outputs from Grok, right? So if I click on choices over here, click on message, content, there we go. All right, we'll just delete that and we'll select message content. For the type, we'll select as a post because I want to take the keywords from the spreadsheet and plug them in as blog posts. The slug can be the keyword, so that's like the actual page URL. And I'm just showing you this because now you know how to map everything out if you're using this for whatever automations you're using, and you understand the logic behind it, right? You understand why I'm doing this, which is the most important thing. And then also draft, we don't want to create any spammy content. We want to quality control it before we publish it. And then basically what we've got is like a DeepSeek auto blogger that can just generate blogs on autopilot with the keywords that we create, right? And if we wanted to, if we were feeling really crazy, we could change the limit as 100 and then generate 100 blog posts at once using our list of keywords. Now, inside the Grok section here, what we need to do is feed in the keyword from stage 1. So we'll put keyword equals, and then we'll plug that in. And then from here, I'm going to add a bunch of other prompts, right? So you can see here, for example, we're going to say word count equals, don't say anything like this, output in HTML. You can see all the details, including our sitemap, right? So we wanted this blog post to link internally to other pages on our website, just make sure it's all nicely connected, etc. Now, if we have a look through here, let's just double check the settings on WordPress, make sure we're feeding in the right outputs. We should be good to go on that, right? Now, one thing you want to do before you publish is just check there are no errors. So you see in the content section that has an error. So we're just going to fill that missing output in. So we should be good to go on that, all right? And then you got to test this out. So it's not always going to work first time, but there's going to be certain things that you haven't thought about properly when you're doing this. So we're just going to run an example here. And we will click run once and see what happens next. All right, so it's taking the keyword from Google Sheets. Now it's running the content through Grok using our free API, which is pretty amazing. And then we're sending it over to WordPress, right? And you're basically creating your own sort of SaaS tool, personalized to you, automating using DeepSeek, and then creating whatever content you want. So I'll show you a bunch of other automations in a second that you can set up, but I wanted to show you this one in depth so that you understand how to set it up and how to figure it out. So if we go over to our website now, we're just going to log in over at juliangoldie.com. Then we're going to go over to posts. And then if we click on preview over here, we can see the content that was created, right? So look at that. So we've got the keyword as a title from our spreadsheet. Then if we scroll down, we've got the introduction. We've got the content written. It's all nicely formatted. We've got some bullet points, etc. We also have some relevant internal links, right? So it's figured out the anchor text, how to link internally from one page to another, and that is working beautifully. And none of this costs us a penny, right? Because make.com is free, the API from Grok is free, and this is just good to go, right? Obviously, you would quality control it before you publish it, but you would have to do that with any type of content you produce, not just AI. And so we've got that ready to go. Now, what you can also do is at the bottom here, you can select every 15 minutes, and what that'll do is that will check your spreadsheet every 15 minutes to say, is there a new keyword in there? If so, let's run the automation. If not, let's wait until there is a new keyword in there to run that automation, right? And so this can just run an autopilot and then it will check every 15 minutes, send any new keywords through the automation. You don't have to log in. And DeepSeek is just doing the work for you. That was incredibly easy. No problems at all. Bear in mind, the main DeepSeek API, I've heard people complaining that it doesn't work so well, or it's quite slow, etc. Using the Grok one with DeepSeek integrated, it's just so easy. Now what we can do is create a Telegram bot with Grok loaded inside. All right, so this is originally for ChatGPT, but we can change it to DeepSeek. So I'm going to add in a new module here. We're going to take Grok. The beautiful thing as well is once you've set up Grok and the automation right there, the connection is already set up. You don't need to find the API key again. You can just find DeepSeek off the list, add in your message, and it's pretty simple and easy to do. All right, so we're going to delete that extra module there. We've got Grok inserted right here. If we click on auto align, we can just clean this up and we can zoom out a little bit. And then if we click on the Telegram bot, we can just set up a new webhook and create a connection between make.com and Telegram. Again, this is free. Why would you want to do this? Because you can create your own like AI assistant that runs not directly through Make, but it's like a chat bot you can open up in Telegram whenever you want. So what you want to do here is get a token from Telegram. So Telegram is free. You just sign up right there. And then you're going to go to the bot father. So telegram.me/botfather. And then we're going to type in new bot into the message chat. Now we can come up with a name for it. So for example, if we put assistant, and just bear in mind, you have to put bot at the end to make sure that it's not a name that's already taken. Then from there, obviously you're going to get an access token. I'm not going to show that on this video, but I will plug that into Make. So if I scroll down right here, the access token is in the chat. Then you can just plug in your token into Telegram connection, like you can see. That's connected right now. Happy days. We're going to hit save. We'll save that again. And now we've connected the Telegram bot to Grok and then we'll get the outputs into Telegram as well, right? So basically, this is how you have a conversation using AI for free, and you can customize the prompts inside Grok so that it's custom tailored to whatever bot you want, right? And then the great thing about this is, number one, you can chat on Telegram. You don't have to go inside Make every time. Number two, it's completely customized to what you want. And number three, you could have this on your phone or whatever and just access Telegram when you want. So let's test it out now. We're going to go to the SEO assistant. But before we do that, we just have to set the Telegram connection up over here. And then for the text, we're going to take the result from Grok in part 2, right? So that's what the text is going to come out. For the message ID, we've got the message ID that we can map right there. All right, so on the last section right here, this is the way you want to set it up. So we've got the Telebot, my Telegram bot connection. Then the chat ID is going to be message from ID, right? We've just taken from step 1. Step 2 is choices from Grok. And then step number 3, message ID is a message from ID. If you're not sure how to get that, all you do is you go down here and then inside the Telegram bot section, go to message and then click on from and then ID. And that's the ID of the chat. So it knows which chat to respond to. And then that's basically it. And so if we hit save, so we can save the automation as we go along as well. And then we can click run once. We're just going to wait for new data, which means that it's going to work based on our current chat. So if we go into the SEO assistant chat like so, and we say, are you working right now? You can see how fast it replies, right? It's super quick and easy to use. And it's like, right, I'm here to help. How can I assist you today? You've got the thinking bit right here, and then you've got the how to assist. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go back a second and then make sure this is switched on. And basically what this means is that anytime we want to use the Telegram bot, we can come back to it, we can bookmark it, we can just program it exactly how we want it. So if we go back to AI Assistant right here, and we say, okay, what's the best SEO keyword for an SEO agency in Manchester? It'll come back to us and say, okay, the user is asking for this, blah, blah, blah. It says the best SEO keyword for an agency in Manchester would be SEO agency in Manchester. Very simple example, but you can see how easy it is to build like Telegram bots using this process. And then they can handle, for example, like customer service, or it can be your own personal assistant in your Telegram, etc. So if we ask it another question now, you can see that the automation is just running on autopilot now. If you want even faster responses, you can actually just switch to one of these. So let's say, for example, like Llama 3.2 preview, we'll hit save. And then if we go back to the AI assistant and we say, what's the date today? You can see that it just replies instantly. So we send the message here and it comes back here. Just be careful because sometimes like this does seem to switch off if you make any edits. So you just need to make sure this is always switched on. Inside the scenario section of Make, let's just double check it. Yeah, so we put are you on? And you can see, okay, it's come back to us there with the responses. And also if you use Llama 3.2, like I was showing you before, it will cut out all the long thinking mode section there. So you can just cut out all the thinking responses and just get the answer straight away. So if I say, can you help me do SEO? So I'd be happy to help with SEO. Okay, what specific areas do you need help with? And then if we say, okay, link building is okay, best backlinks to build for an SEO site in the pets niche, and it just comes back to us straight away, right? It's absolutely rapid. And then we've got this ready to set up whenever we need it. We're good to go on that. And that literally took 1 minute, plus all the responses are completely free. Again, if you want any of the automations from today, I'll put those inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And then if you want to import those from the AI Profit Boardroom, just go into may.com, import blueprint, boom, you're ready to go. And then what you can also do inside this section here is that you would attach knowledge personalization to you. So for example, let's say you're bringing someone on board, right? Who's just started with the business and you want to train them up really quickly. Well, you could attach all your training modules inside here. And then anytime your team member has a question, they don't need to come to you unless it's really urgent. They can just learn and have a much faster positive feedback loop when it comes to onboarding using the knowledge here. So there's all sorts of amazing things you could do with that. And then as well, you could create a custom GPT or that sort of thing. But the problem is like you're locked in to ChatGPT, whereas this, it's inside Telegram, it's yours, you can come back to it when you need to, and you can share it with other people, and you're not locked into a ChatGPT subscription or anything. The final one that I wanted to show you was the email virtual assistant. So this was previously done with OpenRouter. Now you can also, with OpenRouter as well, which you can get access to at openrouter.ai, and then you can grab a free API key directly inside there. You can actually link this to another free version of DeepSeek, right? So you can see here, DeepSeek R1 distilled llama 70B free. And there's a bunch of other APIs in here, which is pretty amazing. So if we click on that, we can take the information from our email account, hit save, and that's going to take the emails that come from our Gmail, put them through DeepSeek. DeepSeek's going to answer them, create a draft, and we're good to go on that. So let's test this out and run it. See, so it's taking the email, it's plugging it through DeepSeek, send it over to Gmail, and we've got the draft inside our Gmail. For this sort of automation, honestly, I prefer using NA10, but you get the idea of the workflow, how it works step by step, etc. And it's really easy to get set up. Thanks so much for watching.